What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today I have got some fish together with superpowers, and I'm not putting these from least favorite to favorite because, I mean, it's superpowers. So, like, what's not awesome about superpowers? And if you ask me, fish are its own superpower. So anyways, here are some fish with superpowers, and let's get into it. To start things off, we got the archerfish. And the archerfish, fun fact, it actually lives in freshwater and saltwater, and its superpower is that it goes up to the surface and it shoots water out of its mouth and can kill bugs and knocks them off trees, and then they fall in the water and then he eats them. So that's how it gets its food. So it has really good accuracy to shoot the bugs off the logs and stuff and into the water so that he can eat them. And obviously he lives in habitats that are close to trees that overhang the water so that he can shoot the bugs off. And he's really good at that. He has really good accuracy, and that's why the archerfish is on this list. So the sailfish, it is the fastest fish in the ocean, and that's why it is on this list for its super speed. It has a very big fin for pushing water. It can push a lot of water with its huge fin, and that allows it to go super fast. And it also has a lean body to help it go even faster, and it can reach top speeds of 110 kilometers per hour. And that's really fast for a fish, and it's similar to the marlin. The only reason that the sailfish is faster than the marlin is because it has a way bigger fin. And that's really the only difference between sailfish and marlins, is that giant fin that the sailfish have on their back. And yeah, like I said before, that allows them to push lots of water, and that's how they go so fast. The mud skipper. And the mud skipper, this thing, it's basically a frog mixed with a fish. It has like almost like a frog head, and it has a fish body. And it has very flexible fins, allowing it to climb trees. So this fish's superpower is that it can climb trees. And I mean, like, that's pretty cool. Like, it's a fish, so that's pretty impressive for a fish to do. And the reason it can do that is because it has very flexible fins. And this fish, it actually kind of has two powers, because it can stay out of water just fine, living all fine, for 3.5 days out of water. And that's crazy because it's a fish, and fish live in water. So the mud skipper, it kind of has two powers. It can stay out of water for 3.5 days, and it can climb trees with its very flexible fins. And its fins stick to the trees, so that's how it can climb the trees. And these fish are really cute too, so I like that about them. But yeah, they can climb trees and stay out of the water for 3.5 days. The sawfish. And the sawfish, it can actually detect electric fields from nearby prey, so it knows how to catch its prey. And sharks and stingrays can do that too, and it is in the shark and stingray family. It's related to both. It's like a shark mixed with a stingray, and it has a really long snout called a rostrum, and that's how it can detect the electric fields. But the reason I chose the sawfish instead of the sharks and rays is because the sawfish really looks cool too, and it's the place where the electric fields are detected are in its snout. So that's how it detects them, and it's just in that little section in its snout, which its snout is not very thick. So it's kind of cool how they can fit it in that small little place. The flying fish. And the flying fish, just by its name, you can probably tell that it flies. And this fish can glide for 50 meters out of water, and it has huge fins that look just like wings to fly. And most flying fish are 30 centimeters long. These fish, they can, like, it's insane how far they can fly. And sometimes when you see people catch these things fishing, the second they pull them out of the water, they'll just glide straight to you, and it's really cool. They can glide super straight too, like it's just like a bird, sometimes even straighter than a bird. Like, it doesn't tip at all, it's just completely straight, and it's really cool how they can do that for 50 meters, and it's a fish. So, and then all they need to do is just go back under, get enough speed again, and they can glide again. So basically, these fish can fly for like as long as they want, and all they have to do is go under the water for 10 seconds, then they're flying again. The immortal jellyfish. And the immortal jellyfish is immortal. And the only way it can die is if it gets a disease that's really bad or if it gets eaten by another predator. Otherwise, this thing lives forever. So far, the oldest immortal jellyfish is 507 years as of right now. And it's still going really strong, so the immortal jellyfish is immortal. And the reason it's immortal is because it actually restarts its life cycle. So it goes from like baby all the way to adult, and then it like restarts and just keeps on going until it eventually like gets eaten or something. And it restarts its life cycle, which is kind of crazy because I don't know how it does that, but it's really cool power to have that you're immortal unless it gets eaten or by a disease, which the diseases aren't that common in immortal jellyfish. Normally the only way they die is from being eaten, which not many things want to eat a jellyfish, so yeah, this thing, it really is immortal. The electric eel. And the electric eel is not actually an eel, it's actually in the knifefish family, and knifefish are related to catfish, so that actually makes them closely related to the catfish. So that's kind of cool, just a quick fact on the eel there. And also, most people know that the eel gives a shock of electricity when it's mad or wants food or something. So the average electric eel produces 600 volts in one shock, and that's a lot. And there's a certain species that lives in the Amazon that with one shock can produce 860 volts. Which 110 volts is the amount of volts that's coming out of the walls in your house. So that's a lot of volts for one fish. And it's one eel, and there's 800 species, and that's just species, not even the population of eels, that's just species. There's 800 species of eel, and a lot of eels in total. So that's a lot of volts altogether, and they can keep going with that one shock for several minutes, and it's crazy, guys. Also, guys, the eel uses his electricity because he's mostly blind, and he can actually kind of feel electric fields just like the sawfish can. And he can actually do a little jolt, and if a fish nearby is trying not to get seen or move so that it doesn't get eaten by the eel can actually make it just twitch a little bit, like make the fish's muscles twitch, and then it can kind of just detect and see that prey, so it can go get it, because it's mostly blind. And just another fun fact here for you, the eel actually, believe it or not, they actually breathe air, and they actually have to come up to the surface every 10 minutes for air, which most people think that eels just live in water, because like whenever you go to like an aquarium or anything, all you ever see is normally the eel is at the bottom of the tank, so just resting. And believe it or not, eels actually have to come up every 10 minutes to the surface to breathe air. The mantis shrimp. And this shrimp, it has some serious strength, and it has a little punch that it does. And when I say little, I don't mean little, because this thing has the force of a .22 caliber bullet when it punches. Believe it or not, that is true. And when it punches, it for sure stuns its prey, so it can kill giant fish with its, well, not giant, but fish like 5 times the size of the shrimp, because the shrimp's only like that big. It's a small shrimp, bigger than mine, but it's not a huge shrimp, so their punch for that size is crazy, and it can break your finger with a punch, which is crazy too, and it can actually punch through quarter-inch thick glass with its punch too, with one punch. And this thing, it's crazy, guys. The shrimp, it's just a little shrimp, like, and shrimp normally have delicate little legs and stuff, but this the mantis shrimp, no, it doesn't, because it has the force of a .22 caliber bullet. So this shrimp, it's just crazy how, like, you can't even think that like a shrimp can do that, because it's crazy how they just have an arm that's strong and that fast. Like, it goes at the speed of a bullet. and it stuns fish, and then they eat the fish, and that's how they get their prey. So they use it to get their prey, and they won't fight other shrimp or anything, so they're pretty peaceful shrimp. They won't really go after humans or anything. They only use their punch to go after their prey. Thanks guys for watching. Hope you all enjoyed the video, and I can't actually decide which power is the coolest. So comment down below which power you like the most. Also guys, if you want to see any videos from me that you want to see, like top 5s or anything like that, drop them down in the comments and I'll try to organize those for you guys, because I have lots of time right now because I'm just stuck inside. So yeah, if you want to see any other top 5 videos or anything that you guys want to see, drop them down in the comments, and don't forget to comment your favorite superpower out of these fish, because I can't even decide. So yeah, thanks guys for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any posts, and yeah, hit the like button, and thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.